Hello, everybody. How you doing? We are here, week 3 of Working Title. We are going to bring in two people to see who has the better movie pitch. Tonight, we got two people that are superhero fans. They like the superhero movies. I might not have picked their favorite type. They might be more Marvel people instead of DC, but for myself, I went DC. If you look on the bottom of the screen here, you can see what I gave them. They're going to pitch a superhero movie, and what I want to see is I want to see a Dick Grayson movie. Chris O'Donnell really didn't do it for him, and I'm pretty sure Zack Snyder killed him off before he was even on the screen, which is just disappointing for everybody. So that's what I want to hear. I also want them to kind of include betrayal in there somewhere. I can't think that's that hard. It is a superhero movie. They betray each other all the time. So to introduce you to our competitors today, first up from LA, hoping that the Dodgers can pull out a win later tonight, we have Richard Schwartz. How you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing good. I'm excited to be here. I saw the last match you guys did. It was a lot of fun. And, I'm excited to do this. There are times when I get stuck trying to say what I want to say. So that's going to be like my biggest worry. But, I think I have a pretty cool concept for a movie, and I'm excited to pitch it.
Perfect. That's what we're looking for. Just a cool concept. No one will interrupt you. You have the 5 minutes straight. It'll be all yours. You do whatever you feel you need to do. Next up, everyone has seen him around. He hosts Full Metal. He does Take 3. He does Top 12. He does all sorts of stuff. So let's see what he knows about superhero movies. We are going to go the Kiwi himself, Malcolm. How you doing today, Malcolm?
I'm doing pretty good. Whenever there's trivia or debate, I'm usually there. So
that is true. You usually are, and you usually have me on it, and sometimes I am a little excessive. But luckily, I'm hosting today, so I will not be able to yell at you for anything you do. I will just pick at the end. Richard's on here first. He got to choose. He wants Malcolm to go, oh, dog. Hey, puppy. Sorry. Malcolm might win because there's a dog on screen. Sorry. Malcolm, you let me know when you are ready to go. The first round is called Hit Me With Your Best Plot. You each get 5 minutes uninterrupted to just go through beginning, middle, end. Tell me all the twists, turns, whatever you have planned for a Dick Grayson superhero movie. So, Malcolm, your 5 minutes. Are you ready to go?
Yep.
Okay, let's start. Whenever you start.
For my Dick Grayson movie, he's going to be Nightwing. It's going to sort of start off with him fighting Blockbuster in Bloodhaven, and he's going to sort of kick off like seeing him in action and all that. And he's then like Blockbuster's going to kill Barbara Gordon off the bat, and then once Dick Grayson takes care of Blockbuster, Jason Todd is no wrong one. Tim Drake is going to come along with a message from Bruce Wayne, saying that Bruce Wayne is dying, and they need someone to take over Gotham and stop Deathstroke from killing it, from just causing chaos. So Nightwing and Tim Drake are going to go over there. They're going to meet up with Huntress, and they're going to sort of all three of them are going to team up, and then they're going to sort of meet Bruce Wayne, talk to Bruce Wayne first, and go see him, and then they're going to take care of Deathstroke, and yeah, that's probably where I'm going to end it for now.
That is not a problem. It is I like what you're doing with it. You're bringing in a lot of characters. I like how you're bringing in a lot of the other characters that people haven't heard of too much. The Blockbuster, he's a Deathstroke as the main villain. Batman's older. Killing off Barbara Gordon early, that is quite a move. But I see what you're doing there. I like the idea. Yeah, it doesn't have to be a long pitch. It's just the pitch of what you got. So that is not an issue at all. All right, Richard, are you ready for your pitch?
I am.
All right, no dog to distract you, and your 5 minutes will start whenever you start.
All right, the movie's going to open with a couple walking down a night at Bloodhaven, where they're getting mugged by a group of robbers or muggers, and they're trying to take their stuff from the couple. And Dick Grayson comes in. He's in the Robin gear, but it's been altered. The R is gone. He doesn't have the cape, and he takes out the muggers. And the couple recognizes him as Robin. It's like, hey, you're Robin. He's like, no, I'm not. And it's like, okay, then what's your name now? And doesn't hesitate, but you see him tie up the villains. He escapes, and then he gets a phone call, and he answers the phone like he's on top of the building now. He gets a phone call. He looks devastated, and that's where you go to the credits. Well, the opening credits, and it's while the credits are rolling, you see it's like you see people in a funeral outfit. You see the ushers bringing the casket, and it's revealed that Barbara Gordon is dead, and Bruce is there. Alfred's there. Dick went to go talk to Bruce to find out what happened. Everyone else thinks that Barbara just died in a company, like a building explosion, but it turns out Batgirl was on a mission for Batman on her own, and it exploded. And Dick gets super angry at Bruce, saying that why did you let her go alone? Bruce didn't really have an answer. Says, this is your family. You should not freaking do this. Like he was like your family, like I was. He's feeling betrayed right now, so he basically kind of tells Bruce to like screw off. I'm done, and then you see him go back to his place, like in an opening the bar, and he lights up the Robin outfit. He goes, I'm done, and then it cuts. This is about 2015, by the way, 2015, 2014. Then it shoots like 5-6 years later. And also we find out that Dick finds out that it was Deathstroke who caused the building to explode. So now going up to present day, Dick is looking for Deathstroke, unable to find him. Alfred comes in, was like, look, Bruce wants to talk to you. We haven't heard from you in a while. Dick goes basically again to F off to Alfred. Not F off. He's busy hunting Deathstroke, trying to find him. And Alfred tells Dick that Deathstroke's now in Greenland. So he heads off to Greenland, and Dick finds out that Deathstroke is trying to get some nuclear weapons to destroy, like make a bomb to like destroy a place. I haven't figured out the exact location where he's doing the explosion, but he gets to Deathstroke. Right now he's in like a ski mask because he doesn't have an outfit anymore. At night, trying to stop Deathstroke. He encounters Deathstroke in the fight. It's like, it's just me and you. He tries to kill him, and then all of a sudden this other masked figure comes in, kind of takes down Dick. They're fighting him, Deathstroke, the masked assailant. They're trying to fight him. Dick barely escapes with his life. He's like bleeding everywhere, and he passes out. He wakes up in a village where we see Bruce treating to his wounds. Dick's kind of like suasive, like, why are you here? Leave me alone. You let your family die. You always let your family die. Jason, Barbara, his mother and father, and then Bruce explains to him that, look, Barbara asked to do this alone. I wouldn't have trusted people. I wouldn't have trusted her to go on their own, just like I would trust you to go on your own. So he gives him a suit. It's like, here, it's a plain suit. Do what you want with it. And then you see Dick make his suit into Nightwing. Takes down, since I only got 2 minutes, he goes to Deathstroke and the masked assailant. Fights him off. Masked assailant falls off the cliff. We don't know what happens to him. We think he's dead. The epic fighting continues. He takes down Deathstroke. He's like, towards the end of the film, he's like, okay, who sent you? Why did you kill Barbara? He's like, I was hired to do it. He's like, by who? By an organization. I don't know the name. What about he's like, liar. You know the people who did this to you. Who freaking hired you? He's like, I only got one name. It was like, what's the name? He goes, Talon. And so the ending of the scene, he's at the funeral. Dick's at Barbara's grave. He's like, I will avenge you. I will do this on his own. Kind of like sets a rose on her grave. And then movie ends. We go to the post-credit scene. The masked assailant survives. They're in a temple dark room where there's another masked hooded figure. It's like, Slade failed. The masked assailant says, Slade failed. What do you want me to do with Dick? He's like, the masked assailant's like, Talon's like, leave him alone. I have other plans for him. And then it's revealed at the end, he takes off the mask, that the masked assailant is Barbara Gordon. And that's the post-credit scene, and that would be what's going to happen in the next movie. And I'll end it there.
Okay. Both of you seem to, well, initially, seem to not like Barb Gordon very much because you apparently killed her off right off the bat. But bringing her back is a very interesting move. I like how you're doing it, bringing in a lot of different Batman lore into yours. Talon, I have a little bit of an idea of where that's normally comes from, where that character is a main aspect of the Batman Nightwing, all that stuff. I like what both of you are doing. Both of you like Deathstroke. It seems like he is a big popular villain for you guys. I guess Teen Titans, kind of all of that, brings him in with Dick Grayson a lot. So I like how both of you kind of have an idea. Richard, you had a little bit more detail planned out. You kind of had a lot. You had a whole thing going. Malcolm, you definitely had a pretty straightforward pitch, but you knew what you wanted to do. So that is also good. Next, I'm very curious of this because I feel like this could be a very important part, is the casting call. Who are you going to cast as your main people? I just want like one or two of the stars, one or two supporting. That's all we'll need for now. That if you have a director in mind, go for it. Half the time people say directors. If you've ever seen me in a trivia, I don't know who they are, but give me an idea and I'll try to figure out if I know who they are. Malcolm went first for the pitch. So Richard, I'm going to have you go first to give your cast. So you can just go ahead whenever you're ready. Take your time. There's no time limit here. Just discuss, or if you want to say why you picked them, obviously go for it as well.
All right. Well, first, I am bringing back Joe Manganiello for Deathstroke. I'm also bringing back Jeremy Irons and Ben Affleck as Alfred and Batman. Okay. For Nightwing, I've had multiple people I'm thinking in my mind, but I'm going to stick with Finn Wittek. He looks exactly, I think, a very good description of what Nightwing should look like. Commissioner Gordon's going to be in it. I have, as of right now, J.K. Simmons says he hasn't said he wouldn't come back for it. So I'm having J.K. Simmons as Commissioner Gordon, Emma Stone as Barbara. However, if he doesn't come back, I would also put Denzel Washington as Commissioner Gordon. And what's her name? I have it on here. Give me a sec. I had her name on here. Okay. Wait, where is she? Oh, Natalie Emmanuel. She was on Game of Thrones. She played Daenerys' slave friend who gets killed. So that's if J.K. Simmons didn't come back. Also, I think that's my main cast. If you want the voice, I have idea for Talon I'm in my planning for Talon, even though he'll be in the second Nightwing movie, but Jensen Ackles would be Talon.
Okay.
And the directors, I have either James Mangold. He did Logan. I was also thinking Matthew Vaughn, who did the Kick-Ass series, the Kick-Ass one, and also David Leitch, who did Deadpool 2. So those are my ideas for directors. And my title would be called Grayson. Don't really have a subtitle yet. I'm still working on that, but Grayson for right now would be the title of my movie.
I like Grayson. Grayson's a good title. Just kind of put it there, and you kind of hope people know who it is. Most people do if they want to follow the lore. See, sticking a lot with the Justice League and Batman v Superman cast, which isn't a problem. Finn Wittek, I never even would have thought about him, but I loved him in all the American Horror Stories and all of that. I know exactly what you're talking about. He does have that kind of tall, lanky, like it seems like more of a gymnast vibe, acrobat, so I like that. Emma Stone, she's always wonderful and everything. She would be good as Barbara. I like the casting's good, the directors. I actually knew two of them, so that's a good sign, and they're both movies I really enjoy. But Deadpool 2 is also fun. I didn't know who directed it, but now I do. I appreciate that. Malcolm, what do you got for the casting?
Well, first I've just got to make sure that I didn't accidentally share my document with Richard, because I'm also bringing back Joe Manganiello as Deathstroke.
You know what? There's nothing with that, because that was a drastically underused. That was a great scene. It was a perfect Deathstroke, and he may never get to see the light of day again. That's perfect. Yeah, that casting makes sense.
I'm casting Jensen Ackles as Dick Grayson. For me, Tim Drake is going to be Jacob Tremblay. I'm bringing back a former Batman as the dying Bruce Wayne, but it's George Clooney in this one. I'm using Jeffrey Wright's Jim Gordon in this, and for Barbara Gordon, I'm bringing in Laura Harrier, who played Liz in the Spider-Man Homecoming.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
And I'm bringing back Mary Elizabeth Winstead from Birds of Prey as Huntress. And for the character of Blockbuster, I'm bringing in Big Show. And just to stay on brand, Peter Jackson's going to direct it.
As long as it's not just people walking for hours and hours and hours and hours, then it'd be fine. Goes older Peter Jackson. I like this Jensen Ackles. I've actually seen, like, just, when people were talking about upcoming casting for people, I saw him as a name that was very popular, very high up there. Also would be a great one. I like where you're going with a lot of the casting there. A lot of it makes really good sense. Bringing back George Clooney, do you just want to see that Batman just die off and never be a thing again? Because I get that, because that was by far the worst Batman we've seen. But he is a great actor, so if he can do an older Batman, it could work out and maybe, make up for what he did.
I mean, I was just thinking of an actor that would make sense is for an older Bruce Wayne that's on his deathbed sort of thing.
Makes sense. As long as his suit doesn't have nipples attached to it, we will be fine. Did you have any director plans for Peter Jackson? I'm sorry. I already went over my head because I was just like, oh, yeah, that was an interesting call. But I see what you're doing. All right. Okay. I got your cast. I like both of the casts. Everyone really, they were really good. They were all people I would love to see in all of these roles. Jensen Ackles or Finn Wittek as Nightwing would be great. Hopefully someone up there is listening and will put him in one of the DC movies, because either of them would be fantastic. All right. Last section before I'm going to make my decision. I want to hear why each of you think the other ones isn't good. You can go with the casting. You can go with the directors. You can go with the plot. Anything you want. If you think the characters are wrong, you do that. I'm going to sit here and listen to you. I will not interrupt. I'll just let you two go at it. And before I make my decision of whose movie's going to get the green light, go at it.
All right. Well, I'm going to start off with, first of all, if you want an old Bruce Wayne, Michael Keaton, not George Clooney. George Clooney was by far the worst Batman. Michael Keaton not only was a great Batman, he's also a great actor, way better than George Clooney. Also, The Big Show. I mean, have you seen The Big Show? I mean, I love it because it's cheesy as hell, but he does not have good like diehard acting skills.
Yeah, I mean it's, but yeah, I mean, like for your one, I like your idea of your plot. It just sounds like there's too much happening. I think it sounds like two movies in one to me.
If you want to talk about too much going on, you have Huntress in here, you have Tim Drake, you have Batman, you have Blockbuster, Deathstroke. You have so much going on. Mine is a contained set. Like Bruce Wayne, my Bruce Wayne Alfred, they're not going to be in the whole movie. They're going to be in bits and pieces of the movie. It's supposed to feel like a Dick Grayson movie. This feels more like a Batman, Robin, Nightwing, Huntress movie. Like it's not. My movie's focus is Dick Grayson. Yours movie's focus is just like kind of it's kind of all over the place when it comes to too many characters in yours. And also Peter Jackson on King Kong was not great a film. Lord of the Rings, the first one was fine. Hobbits were trash. I mean, he doesn't have a great track record. And also, like, his movies do take like forever. That's been the main problem of the DCEU is like the movies feel like it just drags on. Whereas my directors, either like Matthew Vaughn or James Mangold, they tell a compelling story. There'll be great action scenes in mine. There'll be great mystique. And also my movie is going to set up for a second Nightwing movie that's going to be even better. Because you just killed off Batgirl. I killed her off for most of my movie until you find out she's alive, which not only is going to make a great Nightwing 2, it could make a compelling story for a Batgirl movie once she comes back from not being an assassin, because all the stake of what she had to do as an assassin is going to make a fantastic Batgirl movie. Bless you. Talk.
I don't really have anything else to say.
Okay, also, Jensen Ackles, it's a great choice for, like, acting-wise, but, like, so I have him as William Cobb, also known as Talon, whereas Jensen Ackles, to play Nightwing, he's a tad old. He's almost in his 40s. And if we want the Nightwing character to have multiple movies, I just think his age is going to be a factor. I mean, honestly, I really want to see Yoon, but he's 38. That's the same reason why I chose Finn Wittek. He's young. He can do multiple movies. He's also in great shape. He can do the physical stunts. Jensen Ackles, he's up there in age. He won't be as versatile as Finn Wittek. And you said Joe Manganiello, Deathstroke. That's great. Same thing with me.
Can't argue.
Who do you have casting for Alfred? Sorry, I didn't hear who's your casting for Alfred.
I didn't bring in.
Oh, you don't have one? Oh, sorry. That's me. But like, I'm bringing familiar characters that people know, with the exception of also like, Deathstroke, good movie, but it's also going to be when I bring in Talon and the Court of Owls, which will be the second film, that's going to pique the audience, pique interest, because they won't have that much information. But just like what you did with Blockbuster, that's great. You bring in an unknown villain, but you're also bringing in Deathstroke as well. It just feels like your film is very convoluted. It has so much going on. Whereas I feel like mine, like for the pacing wise, it's going to balance out.
Good points all around. I see where both of you are coming from. Richard came a little bit harder at you there, Malcolm, with yours, but what you said does make sense. Like yours is a little more direct. I see where the Nightwing character is. The thing with you saying that his almost seems like two stories is kind of what the problem with the Batman v Superman was. He brought in about 4 different comic book stories in one, and clearly it didn't work, which could be a problem with overextending, trying to create too much of a universe with something that maybe some people don't understand. I like Talon. I think the Court of Owls is a great thing to bring in the second one. I'm glad you didn't just full on bring it in the first one. The Barbara Gordon twist is good. It would be interesting. Killing her off is fine because you can always bring somebody else in to play the Batgirl type role. I don't remember her name, but whatever one was in the Dark Knight Returns that played the Robin at the end, you could create her as a Batgirl as well. Stuff like that. In the end here, I'm looking at everything you guys said. I will go ahead and try to make my decision because I think both of you have gone at the other one enough. It seems like you don't really have too much else to say. All the casting is fantastic. The Big Show, he might not be a great actor, but did anyone really see Andre the Giant being a great actor? And then he's in The Princess Bride and people love him. You got to give someone a chance sometimes to do it. He would be a good blockbuster. He's got the size. He's got the look over top. Peter Jackson as a director, I'm not 100% sure. I think he just wanted to pull out another Kiwi, which is perfectly fine. You do what you got to do. I understand it's your backyard. But Richard, your directors are definitely going to make this movie great. They're definitely going to. Logan was fantastic. Kick-Ass was fun. They're good movies. I think either of your Nightwings would be good. In the end, though, looking at them both, I think I would have to give the green light to Richard. I like his plan a little bit. It might be a little much. If you probably maybe take 1 or 2 things out, it would be a perfect, really good movie to introduce Nightwing into the world. Especially not starting off with Nightwing. Some people don't understand it. Malcolm, when you started with the Nightwing character right off the bat, not a problem for me. I get the character. I think the character is great. It may be a good way for Richard if you brought him in that way. Start him up. Show that he's the Robin. Show that he is the Dick Grayson that the Batman is trusting and all of that. You brought in the betrayal of, hey, like, you ruined this. I believe that's a little bit how it goes, why Dick Grayson leaves at some point, because he feels betrayed. He feels like he can do more. I really like the pitch. I think there's a lot of good stuff from it. I like the casting. So for this one, Malcolm, I'm sorry. I like your movie. I like a lot of the stuff you got going on. But I think for this one, I will be giving it to Richard. I think he just had a little bit more in it, and I think the directors definitely would make a better movie on that one. Richard, great pitch. I really enjoyed it. Malcolm, it was a great pitch too. I enjoyed listening to both of them.
Yeah, I mean, I also forgot to mention William Cobb is actually Dick Grayson's great grandfather, which forgot to mention that. But yeah, which I think will make an even more compelling story for the second and third Nightwing movie.
Oh, so you might want to bring that in a little bit later. You got a lot going on yours. You bring that in, people are going to be very confused.
That's why I left Talon in the post-credit scene.
Yes. Smart. All right. Well, that's the show for today. You guys did a great job. I appreciate you both coming on here and trying this. I understand, Richard, we talked earlier, you're more of a Marvel guy, but what else is there to do with Marvel? They already have everything basically going on. It's hard to pick something that they haven't done or already have in the works. Malcolm, I didn't get to talk to you beforehand. Would you have preferred a Marvel, or are you more of a DC?
I mean,
it doesn't matter.
I just like comic book movies.
Perfectly understandable. And I would watch either of these if they came out, to be perfectly honest, because I watch most comic book movies that come out. Malcolm, I'll start with you. Did you enjoy this? Would you want to try it again? Or what other kind of genres would you like to try another time?
I mean, it's definitely enjoyable. I mean, like, comedy is probably one that I would like to try it at some stage, but ultimately it's fun. Like, debate isn't always my thing anyway, but I just have fun pitching stuff and doing it. So
that's the whole thing. It's just fun. You don't need to know. You can be the worst person. You may have never seen a movie in your life, but you can try to pitch a movie. It doesn't matter. You can know what you like. Richard, do you have fun doing this? You want to try it again? What other stuff would you like to try to pitch?
Oh yeah, I would absolutely love to do this. Kind of want to try like horror comedy as well, maybe like fantasy / animated. That'd be kind of fun to do. I'm kind of on the same boat with Malcolm, like pitching and talking, like debating wise, like it's kind of difficult for me because sometimes I drink coffee, I talk too fast, so I was trying to slow it down. But it's still so much fun, like Malcolm says, just trying to pitch your ideas and just being out there and just especially with Malcolm, playing against Malcolm, like we're friends. Like he's a good dude. It's always fun playing, having comfortable, no like real stress. We're just here talking about comic book movies, which we both love. It's always fun time.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to do. At least early on during this is get people that are friends that'll like each other. I don't need two people going completely at each other and down each other's throats on the screen. I can't reach through and stop it. So at some point it would just be a mute button. I don't really want to do that to anyone. But it was great having you two on. This was a lot of fun. At some point we have more people to get on here, but at some point I'll like to bring you both back. I'll try to get something that you would enjoy. Comedy. Malcolm, I swear if you start pitching some movie 43 type pitches, we are going to have some words, and I promise you're going to lose almost off the bat. But I would be
Picture this, movie 44.
Don't encourage him. I'm already writing it down in my book as that's what he's probably going to pick. No, I'm just kidding. Malcolm, I would love to see what else you have. Just the plan is I do have a potential next week up here. Peggy knows that she's probably going to be on it, and she will be going against, if he's feeling up for it, he's been a little sick, her fancy film fight co-lead Tony. I haven't decided what they're going to do yet, but that should be fun. Malcolm, I know you have like 15 things going on, so go ahead and start telling us what you got coming up here shortly. Malcolm? Oh, there you go.
But yeah, you can. You can find me on Take Few Productions, where I host 2 shows. Late Night Take 3 is potentially going to still be on Friday. It's going to be Nicolas Cage, and then on Rankum, it's going to be talking about PlayStation exclusives. And I'm also on Full Metal. I host Full Metal Classic on Sundays. And I host Formula Random on Tuesdays, and this week is Fast and the Furious.
Nice. And Richard, where can we find you?
You can find me on Facebook under Richard Schwartz, YouTube on External Void, and Twitter External Void, Twitch External Void 1. I haven't been doing it lately, just been a lot busy. You can find me at home watching TV, watching the Dodger games, hoping to sweep this series, be great. And I'm stuck home in LA because quarantine life.
I feel that was, man, that sounded like it was planned out. You had that set. It was beautifully set.
It's the same thing over and over again. I had that memorized now.
Yeah, that was well done. I like it. Quick, to the point. All right, for everyone out there, just if you've seen it, you enjoy it, you want to show me what you got on your pitch, put your name in the comments. Tell me I'm friends with pretty much everyone that's around here. Just you can hit me up. I'll get you on one of these shows at some point. If you want to give it a shot, next week we got it'll be Peggy versus Tony. I will figure out what I want to make them deal with each other. It's going to be loud. They're probably going to yell at each other a lot, and they're probably going to make fun of each other a lot. So, yeah, that's what we get. You've seen fancy film fights. You know what we have. But for Malcolm, Richard, myself, have a wonderful day. See you guys next week. Later.